And we're live. We're live. It is the Kent Beck Scrum. Sam, Puneet, Michael, and Troy. Welcome, Troy. I think your first Scrum. Good to have you with us.
Hi.
Hey. So, yeah, Friday is a sort of has been the website one thing in the past. We just talked about removing a long meeting and just doing a simple Scrum. But yeah, simple Scrum from my side. What have we been doing? Main thing today was we were working on a new domain model for subscriptions and payment sources for website one, which seems to have gone quite well. At least we've built the domain components in isolation. Now there's integrating it with the rest of the site, but that is a kind of to do, and I guess we'll get to that on Monday. Yeah, and the async voting is ongoing. We need probably some input on that, but that's the summary from me. Michael, anything to add?
Nope.
All right. Puneet, how are things with you?
Good. Not much progress on website one. Actually, not any progress on website one yet. One thing I wanted to know about is how this async voting works. I mean,
Yes.
I've seen the notification, but I felt that I don't know much about the background of the problem. So
Okay. Well, let's maybe review that. Sure. Let's just also welcome Troy. Troy, how are things going with you?
Spectacular.
Awesome. Then I assume, Troy, that you've just signed up for the Part 2 Advanced edX course?
Yeah, I'm part of the MOOC, and I just kind of wanted to pop in and just sort of be a fly on the wall.
Cool. All right. I'll let you carry on doing that. If you have any questions at any point, feel free to ask on audio, or there's a chat, or catch up with me later on. So, well, let's talk about the async voting that we're doing. Previously on Fridays, we've had sometimes long meetings where we have reviewed the board. We have our waffle board, which I now can't find. Where has the waffle board gone? Let us just load it directly rather than trying to find it. And on the idea that maybe those meetings were not as fun as they could be, and we can make them shorter and create time for programming, like Michael and I have spent we've got some good chunk of programming done today that we don't usually get to do on Fridays. So we've gone to the async voting now, and I wasn't sure, Puneet, if you were referring to not understanding how async voting worked per se, or the particular issue in question. But so we've been doing this in local support for a little while, is because we, most of the people who are active in local support can't make it into the Hangouts. I've sort of acted, I'm pretending like to be a bot that might, we might one day build that could automate doing async voting. So I think this was the one I pinged you on here that's gone into the channel. So we've got this particular issue, and Puneet, does the concept of the async voting make sense?
yes. So yeah, means you are discussing an issue, and since all the participants are not present at the moment, but you still like to get a sort of measure on what sort of effort is required for this problem. So
right.
Yeah, means the participants are free to find their own time, review the issue, and then submit a number that how difficult the problem is.
Right, exactly. And so I just had a vote from Michael on this. So I'm update the channel. I'm definitely feeling this week. I mean, if we do choose to continue this, I'm very motivated to get a bot so that I don't have to type these things in. So I think we have one vote on this thing. But so you were and of course there's nothing to stop. Of course, you're coming into a Scrum, and we can also be doing voting here on top of the async voting. Now, I guess the idea, so you're saying, Puneet, that you were not quite clear about this particular ticket?
No, actually, I thought that when you do live voting in a Scrum, you usually, so what happens is you usually explain the stuff very well, that okay, we don't have to worry about, we are clear about the problem, and we so yeah, maybe the lazy part of the that you have to go through only, but that's fine. Means I at first I didn't understand that what should I go through the issue and try to, or there will be some explanation on how what we are trying to achieve, and then you can vote. So
Yeah.
now
Well,
it's clear actually.
Yes. Well, of course, this is the. I mean, we're in an agile way. We're experimenting with async voting, and this was a concern raised by Brian that he said, well, part of the synchronized voting when we do it in the scrums is, it's the discussion is really important, and
Yes.
so and it may be that it's just easier to do it face to face because people can sit back, they can listen to the explanation.
So,
Go on, Michael.
I had an idea that when we do our website one meeting on Fridays, right? The kickoff and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Usually like an hour, right?
Yes.
Reviewing the whole board and all that stuff. And I was wondering what if like we could do it. So what if we either did it a shorter time? So basically, we've had some votes, right, that were without discussion, really, right?
Yeah, synchronous and asynchronous. Yes, sometimes you get agreement and it just goes through. Yeah.
So we had a couple on website one, like 2 of them at least.
Oh, async votes so far? Yeah, we've had like 2 or 3 during the course of the week.
That just went through.
Yeah.
So my idea is maybe say this feature, if this feature is difficult, or some people like think they need more discussion or whatever,
right?
Not like unanimity. What if like those stories go in like they're noted, and then like when we collect enough of them, we hold a meeting.
That's a good idea.
To discuss those difficult stories, and then people can discuss them.
Yeah, totally.
Rather than dedicating an hour every week.
Sure.
A lot of that hour going through on like just discussing like
yeah, lots of things that we're going to move on to.
Lots of things that we're all going to agree on anyway.
Yeah, that makes I think that makes perfect sense. Fantastic idea. I think that the only thing that I would add to that is just, and this is more directed at Puneet, and I think you understand this, Puneet, but anyway, but I mean, the idea is that of course that you read the async one is that you read the ticket yourself, and if any aspect of it's not clear, you ask either in the Slack or in the ticket, and then we can have the discussion async. But I think that as Michael sort of, it's also perfectly reasonable to say, look, I don't think I understand this, and I'm not sure that I want to read lots of text about it. I would rather, that this is one that we should discuss in real time. So that's a perfectly valid.
So yeah, I like to add one more thing. So when we discuss in a group, I usually get more inputs from all other participants, from which I make more accurate decision compared to my own perception. So that was another thing
Yes, I think that, yeah, absolutely, and that's very important, and that's another thing that Brian was raising as a concern, that one we might lose with doing things with async. I like to think that with async, there's a possibility that we still get that because, like for example on this ticket, we've still only had 1 vote. Everybody's free to ask things, so the idea is that you might ask your question, right? Say that you're willing to do it in text, and I or someone else might respond, and then that's there for everybody else to read and also potentially respond to. And so, and the particular idea is that if we have the async vote, and particularly if it's not unanimous, and it comes back to like there's 3 different things, like if you look at the local support channel, you can just see this. We had a vote, 3 people voted 3 different things. It then comes back to discussion in the channel. So the idea is that the discussion could still take place, right? And you'd still get that input from multiple sources.
Sure. Yep.
So, but it's a question of, try and see. I mean, I guess we're kind of running out of time for this meeting. Did you have any, given that we're here and this is in real time and that we've got this one, did you have any questions about this particular ticket?
Not right now.
No, okay.
I'll go through it once more.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, have a go through. We will see. I love Michael's suggestion. I think that's definitely the way to go. I mean, maybe we can also, I mean, this is in the very early days of Agile Ventures. I think more what we did is that we had, you know, a situation where we did the scrums and we finished the scrum, and then we might vote on 1 or 2 tickets each time. So like, for example, I guess what we could have done yesterday or the day before when, you know, Michael, Puneet and we were together, we could also just be doing that as a kind of, you know, if we've got the space at the end of the scrum, just kind of knock off any tickets, particularly those, as Michael says, that have had, you know, have been contentious.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay, well, that's our
issue that often people don't show up to scrums anyway. So
well, that's right. I mean, that's why we I think, you know, we need this mixture of approaches.
So we're just you and I basically voting on everything.
Yes. Well, that's what we want to avoid if possible.
It may not be that bad for you and I to vote on everything, given that we do most of it anyway ourselves.
Yes. Well, we'll see. I mean, I guess, yeah, I got to go and set up the next meeting now. I guess I say from Puneet and Michael's point of view, I guess it's a shame that Raul's not here. I guess we don't have anything that's on fire in website 1 that has to be resolved.
No.
So that's that. I guess we've got a minute there. Just Troy, if you had any questions or thoughts, or
No, I'm just still kind of saying, just acclimating to the culture.
Absolutely. Great. Well, it's great to have you here, Troy. Yeah, I'm going to go off to another meeting now. Maybe see you again, Troy. If I don't, have a fantastic course, and yeah, feel free to reach out with any questions through whichever media strikes you if you have. Right, it's getting to the end of, I'm in London, and it's getting to the end of a Friday here, and my brain's starting to run down. So
no worries.
There we go. All right, Puneet, Michael, good to see you. Maybe see some of you in the next meeting. Otherwise, have a great weekend.
All right, bye.
Bye for now.
Thanks. Bye-bye, sir.